Hi VC, Martin back here. Yeah, what can I say? It's Sunday in Munich. It's very warm at the moment, and yeah, I want to show 10 records from 1974. Some of you already posted yours a list. I haven't seen all of them, so I don't know if there's too many overlapping albums here, but at least I know that one was shown, and I'm gonna show that first. So, but here is my top 10. Erkin Koray, Electronic Türküler. Yeah, Big Star already talked about this. It's a very, very cool psychedelic record from Turkey. And yeah, this is really what I like at the moment. I think it's very interesting, both funk and psychedelia from Turkey, but also from the Middle East, disco as well. And this is it's a really great record, so highly recommend it. Next up, Pharoah Sanders, Love in Assault. I don't know if you can see it actually here. Love It in Assault. Very beautiful cover here. Yeah, and inside it looks like this. This is a Spanish release on Impulse, and yeah, I can also highly recommend this. It's a very, very cool jazz album. Next up, Germany, Grobsnit, Ballermann. It's a double LP on Brain. This is a first press on Brain, German first press on Brain. It's a little bit wrecked, as the most of these first pressings are. Yeah, I chose this because there's this. It also says here on the front, including 33-minute version of Solar Music, which is the second record, where it's split to one. Side A is the first part and side B is the second part, and yeah, it's quite interesting to listen to. It's very yeah, somehow proggy, psychedelia, and has this very like a jam feeling. Apparently, they were also a very good live band, and you sense that on this record. But it's a nice record. It's not the best krautrock album, but it's good. Next up, Harmonia. This is where Michael Rother takes a break from Neu and records with who was it again? Yeah, it's Rödlus and Möbius, and yeah, this is of course a repress. Very difficult to find an original, and yeah, it's a good album. Next up, Nico, The End. It's always a little bit hard to choose a favorite from Nico, and you also have to be in the mood to listen to it, but I find this is a quite good record. And of course, as always, John Cale is involved, and then apparently Brian Eno is playing synthesizer on this one. Yeah, cool record. Next up, Leonard Cohen, New Skin for the Old Ceremony. And yeah, it's also not my favorite Leonard Cohen album, but it's not too bad, and that's why I chose it. I must say, 1974 was strangely enough. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. To me, for my taste, there were probably not that much music, or at least I don't have a lot from 1974. Could also be a coincidence. So there was not that much to choose from. There was still a bit more than what I'm showing here, but it was not as much as 1973, that's for sure. Next up, Love Unlimited in Heat. I think I mentioned this earlier. Barry White's girl group. He also has the Love Unlimited Orchestra, and they normally play on these records, but instead of the pure orchestral, then there's this girl group singing on top of it. this record is actually quite nice. It's a little bit cheesy sometimes, but I like it. So it's a great so smooth soul album, I would say. Next up, oops, here music by Jay Richford and Gary Stevens. This is Synonyms. The record is called Feelings. It's apparently a guy called Stefano Rossi or something like that. It's an Italian kind of library music, mix of a lot of different genres like of soul, funk, psychedelia, bossa nova, and yeah, it's really really cool and can highly recommend it. This is a repress on Schema or Schema. I don't know how it's pronounced, and it's from, I think it's from this year actually. Oh, from this year, from 2016. Cool record. Next up, Piero Umiliani, Il Corpo, classic soundtrack from him. In Italian soundtrack. Also very funky, and of course a lot of orchestral. It's a soundtrack, so a lot of orchestral parts. Very cool record. And last, apparently 1974 was for me the Italian library music thing, apparently, because the last one is also from Italy. I guess it's also a Italian library music group which also plays very funky tunes. I don't know exactly where this music was used. It sounds it could be series or some of them maybe TV commercials. I'm not sure, but you have to check this out because it's really cool. And the first track, Restless, is brilliant. I will post a link below so you can listen to it. This is highly recommended. This was my top 10. Looking forward to see what's coming up next. In my opinion, 77, 78 is going to be extremely difficult. But 1974 was not that. It was okay for me because I didn't have so many records from that year. So, but yeah, feel free to comment and take care. Ciao.